Hello, DWilly92 here. What I have for you today is a combo lock. This will be my first of two videos. My second one will actually be programmable. This one isn't, so to speak. Programmable is in you go in and flip a lever, and that's all you have to do to change the code. So basically, if you were to enter the wrong combination, you can enter it as much as you want. I'll enter it 3 times for 3 buttons just to show that this does reset. So then if you were to enter the right code, it works. One thing this has over others is it does not need a reset button. Once you go through, the pressure just resets it. It also allows you to open the door because it's the block beside it. And you don't have to do a door. You could do whatever you want. You could have this go to a piston function. It's whatever you want. So basically, what you have here is this is just sorting out the wires and bringing them into the order you want them in. I have this obviously in blue, yellow, red, as you saw. So basically what this does is it sends it into this, and these are our RS NOR latches, and they will just, when a button is pressed, it will keep the power on until it's reset. And because of the way the reset is going through these, they're on. You can't switch the last one off until the one before that is powered off, and so on. And to avoid being able to just press each button 3 times, what I've done is taken it so that you've got the power running over to here, which is turning this torch off, and then you've got this torch over here. So when you press the button, it turns this torch off, and if this torch is off, this wire turns off because nothing else is powering it, which turns this torch on and resets it. If you have the right one, you'll turn this one off, but this one will come on, this torch, allowing the circuit to work. Obviously this is your output, which goes to the door, and this is your reset that goes to the pressure plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to actually show you how to build these first, because they're and explain them, because they're actually fairly straightforward. So you're going to obviously do this 3 times. It's very straightforward, just like that. So you've got the torch underneath, powering the wire on top, and then you're just placing the torches there. For the reset, just basically you're doing that with the repeaters, and that's reset. So if I were to just set some blocks up here, you'll see that I can't trigger this one off because of the power going into it. But as soon as I power this one, I can then turn this one off, and then I can turn this one off. And then again, that's your reset. And your output is right here. When they're off, for this lock it is correct. As you can see, that didn't work. So if I actually do this correctly, there you go. Your output's off, and you can do whatever you want with it. I did it. It added a little bit more space, maybe 3 blocks, doing it with the buttons together, and this just sorts out the wires to get them into the format they need to be. If you wanted to do it the other way, saving a little bit more space, that's how they'd be. Really depends on what you want to do. Either way works. So basically what you're doing here then is you've got your, and I'm color coding these so it's easy to see where each button is going. And I'm going to keep this one straightforward where it goes red, yellow, blue. I'm not going to rearrange the wires. So basically you're going to build your latches right here and do the same thing as what we just built. Very straightforward. One of the easiest things you can build with redstone wires, besides a simple door opener with a button. And there we go. And it's that easy. So then you're going to throw the reset in there. And that's that. Now, you're going to want to add 1 block above each one of these, which will then power that wire, as you can see. And then you're going to take it and move it up so that it's above that wire and not interfering with it, because you don't want it to interfere with that. I guess if we're going to keep it color-coded, it would make sense if we actually do. There we go. And there's that. Now, you'll want to make them go out once, one block out from where that block is. I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, so you're going to take this and go like that. So you're going to have basically it doing a little close. And what you're going to do with that is you're going to add a torch there. And as you can see, the power going into it turns it off. At which point you're going to add another block above, and you're going to complete the wire on these. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. Just the person I'm doing this for requested 3 buttons, so that's why I'm doing it with 3. I will show you what I have done in the past. The top part is a recent addition to prevent the press all the buttons 3 times and you can get in. But beyond that, it's identical to what I have here. So I'll just set this reset up here. So there you go. If the wires, if both torches get turned off, which would be an incorrect, it'll power this wire, which will go down and trigger that, which will reset them all, as you saw. And basically, these are your outputs, and they're on, which means it's not working right. Well, it is working right. It's not. You haven't entered the right combination. It's pretty straightforward. There you go. Just need a couple of repeaters, and we're good to go on that. Because that's the pressure plate. Okay. Let's actually do this one right this time. How does that sound? It sounds like a good plan to me. There we go. And okay, as you can see, the door is closed. So all we have to do now is wire the pressure plate into the reset, and you're done. Except for hiding the wires, of course, which is simple. So I'm not really going to show you how to do that. And if people do have issues with that, I mean, I could do a video on it, but it really just depends. So you've got that door closed, and you've got the pressure plate there. So if you were to just press all 3 of these buttons, as you can see now, whatever one your reset starts going into is the one that's the first one. So it's not going to go red, yellow, blue. It's going to go blue, yellow, red. And as you can see, the door opens. And as soon as I step on the pressure plate, which I have yet to put down, that probably would have been good. As soon as you step over it, it sets it off. The way I have this wired is I have the torch going up to the door, and then I have the wire going beside the block the pressure plate's on. That way, regardless of your wiring, you don't have to worry about wiring anything for the pressure plate. The door will just always open that way. It's great. So yeah, that's how you make a combo lock that isn't going, it has an automatic reset, and you can't break it unless you just sat there pressing every button. It's very simple. And as you can see, yeah, you can sit here pressing every single button as many times as you want, and they're not going to do anything until you enter the right combination. And there you go. And like I said, this doesn't have to go to a door, this would go to another one. You could have a multi-sequence one where you have to enter the combination a couple times. That's very easy. You just basically chain these, one after another type of thing. And yeah, my next video will probably be this programmable. Now, and the logic's very simple. It's basically just using pistons to trigger which block you want it to go into. And that's it. So I'm going to show you this part of it working on I believe it's 5-button lock. Let's go over there. What would be this one? Okay, yes. It's 5 buttons, and this one does have a manual reset because I had changed this so many times. I just left that there. If you enter the right combination, boom, you're in. And as you can see there, you've got that. And this one actually does have a lock to keep it open. And that's very easy. I'll show you how to do that here as well. As you can see, you've got the same latches. You do actually have all of these being wired in, but I've only attached 3 of the outputs, 3 of the 5. You can have as many as you want. And I built this so that I could change it very easily, as well as remove as many outputs as I wanted. The door lock is very simple. The wire just comes down. I inverted the signal coming out so that it's off going to the door, and then I inverted it again because this lever here will turn this on, which will turn that off, opening the door and keeping it open regardless of what signal comes in here, until you close it, obviously. So yeah, it's very handy. You can open and close the door if you want to let your friends, without letting them know the combo, and there you go, and you're back out. It's very, very simple. Almost too simple if you think about it, but it's nice to do. And the reset just is wired into the reset. Nothing special there. And yeah. So that's the combo lock. You can expect probably another video within a couple days of the programmable one. As you can imagine, if it's going to be programmable, it's not as simple as just a couple. There is 2 different ways I'm going to do it. One is with a couple different gates, and the other one's going to be with pistons. Pistons is obviously going to be a lot bigger, but it's going to be easier for people to modify without having to show them the entire mechanism and having them understand how it works. So yep, that's it. If you have any questions, just leave it below. I will leave the world file below as well, so that you can access that. And I believe that's all. So have fun.